Your party is investigating a series of disappearances in a small village. You are walking through a series of underground tunnels with a beloved NPC named Josh. You find a trail of blood and follow it to a body. The body of Josh, who is actually with you. Doppelgangers and other shapeshifters and shape changers are a staple of the horror genre, but they can be hard to pull off in a game of D&D. If players notice that someone is acting weird, they will get suspicious and investigate. It is even harder to replace a player with a doppelganger. Now, mimics are a different type of shape changer that can be good for horror campaigns, but I don't want to spend time talking about that type of shape changer. I want to focus on creatures that mimic humanoids rather than mimicking objects. If we were talking about creatures like that, we would need to talk about oozes, shambling mounds, ropers, dark mantles, animated armor, and other creatures in that vein. If you want a video about those types of creatures, leave a comment. There are a lot that I could cover, and it is an interesting genre of monster in D&D. I will also not be spending time talking about creatures like the lycanthrope. I love werewolves and similar creatures, but they don't capture what I want to talk about in a shape changer video. If you would like to see more about the rare creatures, I can also do some research and make a video about that. There are a decent amount of rare creatures in D&D, like the rare tiger, the rare raven, the rare bear, that are very interesting. This also includes something called a shaper, which is a race that was introduced in Mordekainen Presents Monsters of the Multiverse. It is similar to a lycanthrope. It's pretty much just a playable werewolf. D&D does have a doppelganger stat block in the 2014 Monster Manual. They are humanoids that take on the appearance of other humanoids. Those stats include an ability called Ambusher that gives them advantage on attacks against any creature they have surprised, and they can add extra damage if the surprise attack is successful. They can read the thoughts of one creature within 60 feet to give them advantage on insight, deception, intimidation, and persuasion checks against that creature. It is a solid stat block for a CR3 monster. It's not very strong, so this isn't something you would throw at a higher level party unless you level up that stat block. A question a lot of people discuss online is what the purpose of doppelgangers is in D&D. I think it depends on the campaign setting. Maybe doppelgangers are hired as assassins for their stealth methods. Maybe they want more money or more authority. They might be able to infiltrate a royal family without much suspicion, or they might be able to trick others into paying them by disguising as landlords and other wealthy people. They could be good spies for organizations. Being able to shift your appearance can make for great thieves. If you wanted, you could use a doppelganger as a neutral party that just enjoys walking the theater, and it's a well-kept secret in their theater troupe. Because of their reputation as thieves and assassins, I do like to play doppelgangers as a race that others fear or look down on. This is a fine line. You don't want to get into the territory of racism, but I do think being suspicious of a doppelganger does make sense. This works well with the race I will be bringing up later in the video as well. Now, out of the shape changers and shapeshifters, doppelgangers might be the creature that are the toughest to play, and the creature that I started this video by describing, with that tunnel scenario. A lot of people want to use a player as a doppelganger. This only works well if you have the right group that is good at role-playing that sort of thing. The player needs to not act like they are different from the start of the session, and just let the reveal slowly happen. Maybe the player keeps failing checks that they should easily pass. Maybe they are avoiding fights to not show that they don't have their normal abilities. If the player can pull it off for long enough, they could attack their party when they start a long rest or something. Normally, I would just recommend using an NPC for the doppelganger. The party could have found an NPC that they really like and they are traveling with them. This NPC could be acting weird. Their speech patterns could be slightly different. They might not use nicknames they have for the party members. They aren't as nice. Their accent isn't as thick. Maybe they used contractions instead of separating words like they normally do. Maybe they are more shy or aren't as smart as the party members remember. I think there should be little hints throughout the session that this character is a doppelganger and not the NPC that the party has grown to love. They might have met an NPC who stayed behind in town, and each time they leave, something bad happens in town. Stores are getting robbed. People are being attacked by loved ones that have no memory of it afterwards. This NPC is very friendly to the party, but it is secretly terrorizing the town. You could have someone hire the party because someone they know is acting weird. A king has been making weird decisions. A child is not as energetic as they used to be and seem to always be watching their parents. The guard captain has been turning a blind eye to crimes recently. Can the party find the missing person and bring the doppelganger to justice in this scenario? I think that's always a good part of hiring them because someone is acting weird. I think you should have the party find the body of the person that the doppelganger is imitating. Another way I think a doppelganger encounter could work is something where they draw the players out at night. I don't want to say the name of the creature that doppelgangers are similar to in real life because my wife is a bit superstitious. But in the mountains, shapeshifters are known to draw people out of their houses by disguising as others. It could be that your party is resting in a cabin or a camp and hears someone scream in the woods. Or they hear talking nearby. Maybe someone is beckoning for the player to come outside. When they find the source of the voice, they are attacked. If it's only one player, maybe the doppelgangers try to kill them to take their spot in the party, or at least knock them out to take their spot in the party. You don't have to kill a player for this to work. Or maybe it's for another nefarious reason. Maybe they're trying to infiltrate to learn secrets. They might be working for the organization that your party is trying to stop, and they need to learn more about the players. Now, getting away from doppelgangers for a bit, some monsters use magical illusions to trick others into thinking they are someone else. The main two examples of that I can think of are succubi and hags. I recently did a video on hags if you want to learn more about them. Both of these creatures disguise themselves to earn the trust of others. Hags are trying to pretend to be homeless, to draw people in. Succubi are interested in seducing others. Other examples of this include the Oni Deva, I think it's pronounced, and the Starspawn Emissary. These are other creatures that can use illusion to present themselves as something they are not to achieve their goal. Now, the Deva is the only one out of this that I think is a good aligned creature. The other ones are doing this for nefarious reasons. In a similar vein, metallic dragons are also able to magically shapeshift. Often they shape change to live among mortals. This might be to absorb them and just learn more about the smaller races. It could be that they want to help mortals without the fear that a dragon form can bring. Maybe they just like to visit villages and walk through the markets. In any case, metallic dragons are known for being fascinated by humans, as opposed to the chromatic counterparts that often view humanoids as annoyances. In Mordenkainen Presents Monsters of the Multiverse, there is also a playable race that was introduced that can give the player the feeling of a shapeshifter, specifically a feeling of the doppelganger. The Changeling is a fey race that can change their appearance and their voice. I love fey races because I love the Feywild, but also because they can't have hold person cast on them, and I think that's pretty cool. They get proficiency with deception, insight, intimidation, performance, or persuasion. They can be medium or smaller creatures. Typically, their natural form has gray skin, thin silver hair, and large white eyes. Just blank white. Often they are known to adopt different personas with individual backstories. They can change form as often as possible, but would revert back if they were to die. Because of the perception that all changelings are deceptive and have criminal associations, people are often suspicious of them like the doppelgangers. Some races, like gnomes, might be more curious than they are suspicious. Some people believe that changelings were created in the Feywild, while others believe that they were the children of doppelgangers and humans. Now, you can pick any class for changelings. I think they can work well pretty much everywhere, but their abilities greatly complement bards and rogues. Their proficiency options are great for both classes. Changing your appearance could be useful for getting away with thefts or hiding among enemies. I've always wanted to play a changeling that is wearing a cloak with a normal outfit underneath, or the outfit of the person they're imitating. Their clothes don't change with them, so it's good to be able to quickly change an outfit. A bard changing into someone else could help with deception checks, and they could easily imitate someone with a bonus to performance checks. Now, that is all I wanted to talk about with shapeshifters here. Let me know ways that you have used shapeshifters and shape changers in your campaigns. I've always wanted to play a changeling and would love to know how other people have liked the race. Thanks to everyone who has been here for the October videos, and I hope you had a great month. I hope you are having a great Halloween. I think this video might be releasing on Halloween or the day before. I can't entirely remember. Please pray for my cat. He is getting neutered on Halloween on the actual holiday, so that's going to be a tough day for him. But it will probably be a positive for me and my wife, who has been dealing with this unneutered boy cat for a bit now. And other than that, guys, I hope you did like the video. You can leave a like, you can subscribe, you can comment. But honestly, I would just check out the other videos that I have released this month. If you want to see the hag video that I referenced earlier in this video, I will try to put a title thing on the corner of this video, so you can go check that out. I'm really proud of the hag video. If there's anything else you guys would like to see from me, let me know. Just because October is ending doesn't mean we have to stop talking about spooky stuff. I would love to save some stuff for next year, though. I hope everybody is having an amazing day. I hope you are having a great month. I hope you had a very spooky October. And until next time, guys, peace.